show. You're watching Seeing the Unseen with Christopher LaPrath. My name's Kenan, the producer. Tonight, the title is Many Paths. And before I turn it over to Christopher for the evening's readings, I have a thought to share on that. Before I do, just an announcement for anyone and everyone out there joining us this evening. Be sure to say something in the chat so we know you're here. If you don't say something, there's no way for me to know you're out there. So say something and don't be shy, because there's no charge for the first reading. Going forward after that, it's $100 to cover the entire month, and that runs every single show, which is 3 nights per week, normally Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Arizona time. Now, before I turn it over to Christopher, I had a great lesson today that's worth sharing. That's this. Basically, doing what feels good is not always in our best interest. Go figure. Having the discernment to know what's actually serving us takes experience. And sometimes even help from others is needed to learn what it is we need to move on. Or we can even accelerate one another's paths by sharing what we've learned along the way. Possibly even save others from pitfalls we've experienced. So, as an example, today I was reprimanded by the person who gave me a massage, and she informed me that the stretching that I was doing, trying to compensate for my neck pain from sitting at a desk, was making the problem much worse. So she went in and showed me the correct way to fix the pain I was having, and now here I am on the other side of it, a much more humble and pain-free person. And now I know, to be a little bit more careful with things. So, thanks for listening. Enjoy. Here's Christopher.
Hey, great evening, everybody. Happy Monday. So I light the incense for you to take the bold step. You are safe. You are safe. You are safe. You're smart and you're guided by spirit. This is the incense about taking a bold step forward, knowing that you're supported, knowing that the path will reveal itself. That's the incense for tonight. So, Laurel, Marilyn, Jeff, it's going to be a great show. Maybe some others will join us, but I'll get to spend a little extra time with you. So if you have something specific and it doesn't come up in the reading, be sure to put something in the chat. If you have a question, since there's only 3 of us tonight, 5 of us, including Kenan and I, go ahead and put a question in there. But the group card tonight is called Many Paths. Now, really, all path leads to spirit, but we get to choose what kind of path we're walking. You get to choose a path of suffering, a path of wisdom, a path of bliss, a path of love, a path of loss. It's up to you. And there's no wrongness or rightness about it, but it's better to get things now than get things later. Like my teacher used to say, it's better to get it now than later. So this is the card of the many paths, and it's about a traveler who's walking down the street, and he's looking at these 2 stonemasons that are building something. And he asks the first guy, he goes, what are you making? And he goes, yeah, I'm just putting one rock on top of another. And he asks the other one, What are you building? He goes, I'm building a cathedral. Two completely different mindsets. Uh, the one Mason who is building a cathedral is part of a bigger endeavor, bigger than even himself. Are you willing to see yourself and the part that you play here on this earth at this time as playing and doing and being something bigger than just appearances? It's all in our attitude. It's all in our frame of mind. It's all in our focus. And so this is about, again, as I lit the incense, about taking this bold step forward, leaving the beaten path. Heaven and earth are conspiring to support you. Yeah, it's going to be scary. When you first jump off the high dive, when you first get into a car, you're learning to drive, it's a little scary. It's very uncomfortable. But trust Spirit, do it. You're being called to step outside of your comfort zone. So, you're safe, you are safe, you are safe to step outside your comfort zone. Laurel, you're a performer. How was it when you first performed on stage? A little scary, sometimes a little threatening, but now you know you're in your field, right? And the same with every one of us. There's something coming down the pike, Marilyn, Laurel, Jeff, for all of us that it may make us uncomfortable, but just go ahead and do it. Just go ahead and do it. Scary. Yeah, exactly, Laurel. But now you get a little nervous, but it becomes like second nature to you. And you simply just trust Spirit, right? So, well, Marilyn, this is no surprise. You're a woman of crystals. The guardian. So Marilyn is definitely a crystal baby. Like you love crystals, you feel them, you work with them. And a thing that helped me was to make flashcards. So if you're working with stones, if you're working with crystals, write it out. Write the name of the crystal and what it represents. And then you can even use them as flashcards. Get those 3x5 index cards and you can use those. But this is more of not just what the book says about them, but how they make you feel, and document it. Like, write it down, because you're going to be using them more with people, with situations, and you can use a stone So when Laurel and I went to Sedona, we stopped at a gas station on the way up there, and I bought a pack of loose tobacco. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "We're taking tobacco to Sedona because we are offering it to the four directions. We're offering it to the spirits. We're offering it to the ancestors. We're offering it to our guides. We're offering it to the land." And we had it was probably the best time I'd ever had in Sedona. But it's setting your intention. So if you have an intention about your health or money or whatever intention it is. Find a stone and imbue that with that intention and put it into a prominent part of your house. Okay? That's important.
She says she's holding one of the stones from the vortex.
Laurel, oh my God. So Laurel, you're holding on to the stones from the vortex. We went to the first place today during your show. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny.
Right now.
Hey, Jack, great to have you. Hey, Andrea. So this is where Marilyn, in your meditation, if you have an intention to clear something, then have the stones and the energy of the stones help you do that. Okay, and then actually Marilyn was Woman of Crystals. Okay, and then Laurel, here we go.
Laurel was on first though.
Sorry. All right, Laurel, here we go. So this is actually, okay, so we've got a small group on tonight. So this card was for Laurel and for Marilyn. Okay. Now that I'm like, okay, why was there confusion there for a moment? But now I understand what's going on. So this is the, I'll go back, Laurel, to you. This is the love card. So this is where, okay, this is really good, Laurel. Are you willing to release and clear, destroy and uncreate old patterns of your perception of love that were incorrect or mistaught? So it's like Kenan today, he told that experience about going to the massage therapist, and the massage therapist told him, don't do this to stretch your shoulders. Okay. You can put your hand on a wall and then step forward, leaving your hand there, and it helps to stretch the shoulder. That's one of the best ways to stretch the shoulder. We've all been taught things that are not true, or we've been taught things where, especially around love, or we've been taught what love should be or how it has to be, and they're simply not true. This actually opens you up to real love and even more love for yourself. Not sure why, but I'm seeing purple now. Like lavender, purple. Stare at something purple tonight. There's something really important. There's something really important about that. So the lavender, the purple, is the color associated with your third eye, which is your um, it's your ability to see beyond the visual plane. So that's increasing. And you do that with infusing that with love, like loving to see the other side, loving to see beyond what is visual. And there's something with this color purple, like the purple that's in a amethyst. It's that kind of a deep, rich purple, but that amethyst can range from a deep purple to like a lavender or a light purple. It's anything with that color in it is really important for you right now. Okay? And I love, Marilyn, that you're learning to do grids. That's perfect. That's what the Woman of Crystals is about. You know what is, if you can look up, Marilyn, Laurel, look up the spiritual meaning of the nautilus. It's a seashell. It's that spiral seashell. There's something really profound for you in the spirit animal nautilus. Could you look that up, Kenneth?
Real quick. Sure.
Spirit animal nautilus. Because I think it's really important for all of us. I think it's really important for Jeff, too. Actually, Andrea, Jack, and Kat. And then probably Jared's here, too. But this is what's important for all of you right now with this spiritual meaning of nautilus. So it's associated with inner transformation, growth, and the journey of life. Its intricate spiral shells and graceful movements symbolize steps in our personal evolution. The nautilus encourages self-discovery, adaptability, and embracing change. It embodies growth, evolution, and inner wisdom. Could we copy and paste that in?
Sure.
That's really good. There we go. Okay, so, all right, Jeff. So the nautilus, the nautilus is for everybody on the show. And we can put that in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah. And it goes to 5 different links.
There you go.
It's crazy.
So Kenan just put it in the chat. All right, Jeff. This is the. Listen, you're a nice person. You're a good person. Because you say the word no doesn't make you a bad person. This is called the integrity card. This is where people, anyone in your field that is a shyster, they're going to be moving out of your field. But it's about being free of compromising with them. You don't even need to deal with them. This is the integrity card. And it's standing up for what you stand for what you know is right, and being free of being acquiesced into doing something that is uncomfortable for you. Or any expectations. Or or any perceived expectations put upon you, or expectations that you're feeling but they're unclear. That is a form of going aloof. When people do that, they have these presumed expectations of you, but they don't actually really verbalize it. They just kind of act it, but they're holding stuff back. That is a version of aloof. So the 4 major control dramas: aloof. People are not communicative. They're holding things back. They have expectations. They're casting aspersions. That's aloof. Interrogation, intimidation, and poor me. Those are the 4 major ones. But this one particularly has to do with religious aloofness, where things like, oh, you have to go to church. Does that make me a more spiritual being? No. You are on this path. Some people take the path of suffering and want to believe constantly that they're sinners and blah, blah, blah. This is leaving all of that. Feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's moving that energy away from everyone on the show tonight. These expectations.
Lauren's asking about the Nautilus. What does that mean?
So the Fibonacci sequence is the Nautilus shell. Yeah. Its spiral pattern closely resembles the Fibonacci sequence, where each chamber grows in size according to Fibonacci numbers. So this is, Laurel, this is you stepping into, which is the group card tonight, okay? And Jeff, which we're just still talking to. This is that mini paths card, where you're stepping into a big, bold leap forward. It's like the universe hopscotch, right? Where you have to skip a couple of squares to get to the next one. You can do it because you've been playing hopscotch for a long time. This is the universe broadening your abilities, broadening, awakening, and this is for everyone on the show. That's the Fibonacci, okay? It's a visually striking spiral. So that's what it means. It's a reminder of your growth is exponential. That's the Fibonacci sequence, right?
Mm-hmm.
It grows exponentially. Okay. All right, Andrea. Here we go. And thank you, Andrea, for your contribution today. That meant a lot. So, Andrea, anywhere where you feel like you're unfulfilled or wasting your time, are you willing to release, clear, destroy, and uncreate that energy? It's like a tree sprout. Like, oh crap, there's a rock. You know what? Forget this. I'm not gonna grow. The tree branch goes, rock, no problem. Any rocks in your life, Andrea, where you have said, oh gosh, I'm just not on the right path. I'm not doing what I should be doing or need to be doing. I wrote this down. What would I choose to confront if I wasn't distracted by the energy of doing? So, Marilyn, Jeff, Andrea, Jack, Kat, what would I have to confront if I wasn't distracted by the energy of doing? In other words, people get caught up in the energy of doing, because it keeps them from confronting what needs to be confronted, what really needs to be looked at. Man, you guys are moving a tremendous amount of energy tonight. You're authorizing this. This is amazing. So, releasing, clearing, destroying, and uncreating any judgment on yourself from perceived poor decisions, poor choices. Lose the word poor. You did the best, you made the best decision you could have made at the time you made it with the information that you had. You're guided. Your path now is, again, according to this Fibonacci sequence, the nautilus shell. I think everybody should have a nautilus shell in their home to remind them of this energy, this expansion, this growth. Okay. Okay. Great one, Andrea. Really good. And it's losing the regrets, it's losing the coulda, shoulda, woulda out of your vocabulary. All right, Jack. Star. Not just star, superstar. So, I hope you guys don't mind. Jack, are you on the show? Do I have permission to share with everyone tonight the picture you sent me? I'll take that as a yes if you're still watching. So anyway, Jack sent me this picture that somebody took of himself in his office, and this is very profound with this card that came up today. Is he on Facebook or is he on?
Yeah, Facebook.
It's Facebook. Okay.
He's there 18 minutes ago.
All right. So you were there 18 minutes ago. All right. So this is Jack's picture that he sent to me. I don't know if you can all see this, but there's probably a dozen orbs in this picture. So there's an orb here. There are there's an orb here. I know you can't really see it very well, but there's about a dozen orbs throughout this picture that he sent. And that's really the star card. We don't really understand. We can see the stars. We don't actually understand totally what they are. This is the and I'm sure that if we would go have a group photo or even a photo of every one of us, there would be these beings around us. And Jack is in the house that he lives in that was his grandparents who happened to pass away in the house, his aunt, also is there. And these spirits are around you. They're guiding you. They are directing you. Even on a cloudy day, the North Star is always there, Jack. And you're tuning into knowing where that North Star is. But this is also being directed. So Jack and I went, along with Kenan and Tammy, last spring to Contact in the Desert, which is a UFO convention. And we did like a meditation out with about a couple hundred other people. It's probably 200 or 300 other people. And we actually saw UFOs. We saw these beings. We'll put them as beings. Orbs of light, stars, moving stars. That they appeared as stars, but they're actually something else. And then Jack, when he left to get into his car with Tammy, had one above his car. And it actually followed him 30 miles back to Palm Springs. And it was there in the morning. It was still there when they woke up. So this is about being guided big time, Jack. It's actually being big. Things that are happening need to fall away, but you've got this celestial guidance. Okay. All right, Kat and Jared's here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is Jared? Okay, Kat and Jared, here we go. Cat, incense, and smudging. Major smudging right now. With the office, with your house, with your yard. This is using fire to cleanse. I've said this before, we take showers every day or every other day because of what can stick to us in a physical sense. The same with true is with you and Jared right now. Is up your ante on spiritually cleaning your property, your house, your land, your office, where you work. And I'll text you a short like fire ceremony where you can have a fire, write down things that are no longer serving you or you no longer need or want, and throw it into the fire. It's important here to do a fire ceremony of cleansing. And the thing is, Kat, I can just tell you, don't trust your eyes of what you can't see. Excuse me. So when I start coughing, excuse me, there's some energy moving here, Kat. And this is for the group. This is moving energy that is absolutely like no longer serving you. And it's about not trusting your eyes. It's looking beyond. So I'll give you an example. I read for a couple this weekend in Houston. Okay, and this woman, I was saying you're seeing things out of the corner of your eye, and she's like, and her partner looks at her and says, "Tell him." Like, tell me what? She goes, about a month ago, I started seeing things out of the corner of my eye, and I thought it was my imagination. This is what I mean by not trusting your vision, right? In other words, trust what you're seeing out of the corner of your eye, okay? And stop raking it up to, oh, that's just my imagination, or it was a floater in the eye, whatever. She said, and then last week, I actually saw a person in the house. So this was like her vision improving, but she was like, am I going crazy? I need to make sense of this. Yeah, stay out of that. That is absolutely stay out of that. And trust what it is that you're seeing with the third eye, or with what you're sensing. Trust that, not necessarily your vision. Her, even though she saw it, she still didn't trust it. Do you understand? So your kids see stuff all the time. Huh. I wonder where they got that ability. All right, Jared, here we go. Yeah, this is taking a bold step forward, Jared. It's the courage card. This is not a job for you. This is not just something you're adding on to your work as a doctor. This is an endeavor that's much greater than yourself. So you have the courage. It's just a matter of doing it. And then you discover you have this courage to step into what is very uncomfortable for you. Keep going. Absolutely keep going. This is a bold step forward. Leave the beaten path. Heaven and earth are conspiring to help you. Do it. Absolutely do it. Go ahead. There's a reason for it. But clear your place first. And highly encourage you to be a little more vigilant with that. It's like not taking a shower for a week. Some people don't take showers for years. This is like getting back up on the horse and using the blessing. Like, you bless the place and bring in, it's not just about repelling, it's not about repelling the negativity or the entities or the spirits around you. It's also about inviting these entities and angels and guides that really help you. That's a major part of it. It's like the difference between taking a shower with just water and taking a shower with soap and shampoo. You come out and you really smell good. So what you're doing when you're cleansing, you're also smelling good. You're also bringing in the good spirit, the angels, the guides, to strengthen and remind you about this. Okay, anybody have any questions? We've got a few more minutes. We've had a shorter show tonight, so I'm happy to answer any personal questions that you might have. Just type it into the chat, and we can check our Facebook or YouTube if you have something to say, or Twitch, whatever channel you're on, we can absolutely help you with any questions. Or if you don't want to ask them in the chat, you can just simply instant message me or text me, or give me a call.
Oh, so thank you for guiding.
Oh, thank you, Laurel. Appreciate you too. I love you dearly. Love you all. Okay, Laurel got love. Marilyn got women of crystals. You pull that back up again. Yeah, Jeff, integrity. Andrea, growth. Jack, star. Kat, seer. Jared, courage. Have a great night, everyone. Love you all.